So not having cameras, Mr. Wilkie, does that. I would say to you that it does exactly the opposite.
Sorry, so by not having cameras, it gives the community more confidence.
From a government relations person. Having cameras on the helicopters during Guy Fawkes made sure that the inhumane treatment of those horses was revealed not just to yourselves but to the public. Not having them in this case makes sure that no one sees them. And I think the question that Mr. Fang is asking is what caused the change? Is it, and I think the answer you're giving is, oh, well, it's okay to hide it.
No, perhaps I've miscommunicated, but to be very, very clear, we are supportive of cameras in the operations. I'm saying the cameras being in operations would be a good thing.
So why didn't you criticise the government for not adopting your recommendation?
We've told National Parks and Wildlife that we would support them, that they should have them, and we've discussed different ways of trying to have them in the operation. Just because we didn't put a media release out saying that we've done that doesn't mean we did or didn't discuss it. We discussed it with them.
Don't be trite. I haven't seen anywhere in your submissions in the previous inquiry, the previous hearings, where you actually stalwartly talked about this, and I actually had to extract it from Mr. Coleman that he actually did support a position where cameras were should have been made available on the firearms, on the skids of the helicopters and anywhere else they were needed. And now you're offering an explanation. The reason why we didn't do it is because we were hiding things.
Order. Can we please allow the witness time to answer the question and not badger the witness? Thank you.
Well, every time he opens his mouth, he sticks
it
further in.
Order. Thank you. Sorry, Mr. Wilkie, did you have a response? Or Ms. Jerd?
I just was going to comment that it appeared there was a miscommunication in respect of the stance that Mr. Wilkie had presented. The advice that was sought from RSPCA experts was in relation to animal welfare implications. Compliance monitoring is a part of that, and certainly had we been asked, I think my position is that cameras would always be a strong mechanism. And I'm endorsing what Mr. Coleman said, that in terms of compliance monitoring, cameras are a good idea. But the RSPCA doesn't have the capacity and didn't at the time.
That's okay. You can continue your answer, Ms. Jerd.
Doesn't mean we're not.
And at the time we provided the comments, did not have the capacity to insist that National Parks and Wildlife do or not do anything. We can only provide advice.
Can I just turn to your current submission? And it talks extensively about justification for why the Brumbies need culling, and you've just talked about that a little bit, and I think Mr. Wilkie did too. It goes for page and page and page about how that's all should be done and protecting endangered species and all that sort of stuff, and we all agree with that. But when it actually comes to addressing the issue of humaneness, you really only in there address one issue, and that is in Part D, and it talks about pursuit time, as if this is a major consideration. It is a consideration, but it doesn't talk about the lack of cameras, it doesn't talk about the lack of adequate calibers, and it doesn't talk about the number of times Brumbies are being shot to be killed, does it? Why would this submission omit that?
It refers to available documents that have been reviewed. It attends itself to the terms of reference.
Sorry, could you talk a little bit more into the mic? I can't quite hear you.
Sorry, it's 6 pages. I don't think it purports to be the fulsome overview of every issue that might relate to wild horse management in Kosciuszko National Park.
Well, then why put a submission in at all if it's not going to be adequate to what your evidence is going to deal with? I mean, that's...
Our evidence in person responds to questions asked us by the members of this committee.